Deputy Ruth Coppinger.
Thank you, Lascam Corla. I just wanted to ask, what did the government really expect? There's been $2.7 billion cut during the recession from health. In last year alone, there was about $660 million cut by this government. 2,000 beds have been closed. So it was really inevitable that there would be a bed and A&E crisis over Christmas and into the new year. It's led to, we've seen up to 600 on trolleys over Christmas and the new year, and a 2-week cancellation of all procedures. This is probably the worst crisis, given that there wasn't a flu epidemic, a vomiting bug or whatever. This was purely due to cuts. And there is no solution to this except for austerity in the health service and everywhere else to be ended, and for investment to be put back in to provide the extra beds, the extra nurses and other health staff that's going to be needed. I'm very disappointed that the Minister himself isn't here, because I was genuinely shocked when I went doing a bit of investigating this morning. Our own local hospital, Connolly Hospital in Blanchardstown, I discovered, in the Minister's own constituency, is actually the worst in the country. I got figures here for January, and this is since he got back from holidays and since he's had time to deal with it. On the 7th of January, there was 37 in Connolly Hospital, Blanchardstown, waiting on beds, waiting for admission. It was the second worst in the country. On the 8th of January, 38 were in beds in Connolly Hospital. It was the worst in the country. And on the 9th of January, there was 41 patients waiting for admission to the hospital, 19 on trolleys and 22 on the wards. How sickening for nursing staff to hear from Minister Varadkar that they should put their shoulder to the wheel and take an extra 2 beds into wards, when they already have in Connolly Hospital 22 extra beds up on the wards. So the idea, having driven nurses out of the health service, having cut their wages, made their conditions worse, that they should bear the brunt when it isn't even the case that it would solve the crisis. So on the 9th of January we had the worst, but Connolly Hospital scored top of the league again on the 13th of January with 35 still in A&E. I have to say, people in Dublin West would have thought, with the Minister for so-called social protection and the Minister for Health, that our hospital would be in safe hands. There was huge public meetings in Dublin West before the last general election, the biggest meetings I've seen in the area on any topic, when the A&E was threatened with closure. All sorts of promises, that was under Fianna Fáil, were given by Joan Burton and Leo Varadkar that this would never happen again. Now we find out that Blanchardstown Hospital has the worst in the country, with the Minister sitting in that constituency. I think it really beggars belief that he's not here to answer on that issue.
Thank you. Deputy Shane Ross.